Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Cindy Cochran Show live. It's really live. I'm here. Yes, I'm here. And I have been off for so long. I know you guys thought that I gave up on you. It wasn't you. It was Richard's fault. But no, Richard has been so kind about playing the same show over and over. What do you play whenever?
Whatever the last show is.
They get the most bang for their buck then, I guess, whoever.
See, I never understood this complaint from hosts like you, because your show is available on demand,
right?
On podcasts,
right?
YouTube, Facebook. Right. So if the FM version is a replay, it's like, hey, you don't have to tune in when it's not live because you can listen to any episode you want.
I know, but why can't you play any other episode like ones in the the past that you bring forward and play those? It's too much work.
What I should do is, if it's a replay, not play your show at all.
Oh,
that's what I should do.
Oh, come on!
And just play music.
Come on!
I think that's fair.
That is so not fair. I just want it to be a little more interesting. If people are expecting the same thing every single day, she's not going to be there. So I'm going to do this now. So anyway.
But I probably explained that to you at least 10 times. And I'm like, no, I just play. It's easier for me just to do replays just like that because that's how I load every single show.
I know it's easier. So I was saying if you just take a little effort and then put on a past show that was like with Bob Smiley or with Andrew Belcher. Did I say that? No, what is it? As soon as I said Andrew, I've got to say
to answer your question, Cindy. The show that is typically played, or at least the one that I've been hearing lately, is the Scavenger Hunt show, and then a lot of the ones where you are interviewing Elvis Presley's assistant. I've heard that show on repeat. So that's to answer your question.
Yeah, just deal with it.
Oh, brother, he's got your back, doesn't he?
Well, no, I'm just saying, as an avid listener of the Cindy Cochran Show, I know what comes on when you're out.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And I should let all of your listeners know that I'm completely invading your show today. I appreciate it. You did not invite me here. I'm radio leftovers. Essentially, I was recording the audience of one show just prior to this, and Cindy was gracious enough to allow me to invade your show. You know what it is? I'm radio promiscuous. I'll just go on anybody's show at any one given time.
Wait a minute. Don't
Sorry
say
about that.
I'll go on anybody's show.
I'm sorry. I will go on your show at any time. There you go.
Yes, that's right. And I told Andrew, because he's so full of it, I mean full of knowledge.
Yeah, I'm full of it. Mm-hmm.
And so much energy and all, that I told him, anytime you just walk through that door, it's your show. You can come in and talk.
Look at that.
Because,
an open invite.
Yeah, and because Andrew is normally very nice and courteous to me, as opposed to other people we know, that likes to dig at me. But I know that Richard really loves me. He loves me. He's good. Mm-hmm. He just does that. It's just an on-air play for attention because he doesn't.
Oh, 100%.
Insecure because
he's playing a radio character, is he?
Yes, he is. He is my foil. Is that
this
right? He's my foil.
Yes, he is
Yeah.
your foil. This
Yeah.
is an AMA show, and I have noticed a lack of questions during these AMA shows, but I'm going to try and break that up a little bit. I do have a few questions to ask you.
I am so happy. Please, that's what I said in that
Yes,
video.
it's true.
Ask me anything. I dare you.
So you just recently moved.
Yes, I
is
did.
Is it a brand new home, or is it just a new to you home?
It is a new to me. It was built in 2013,
Well, that's newer.
and yes, and it has running water and
Hey,
toilets
you know,
that flush.
Check running water. That's always a good one
And,
to make
and
sure.
it didn't for a while because I'm trying to get the water people out there to
Wait, hold on. You
reconnect.
purchased a home without running water.
No, it wasn't running whenever I purchased it. It wasn't.
I hope you got a
They
discount.
closed the water down. And
Oh, I see what you mean. At the street.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
that was just a matter of ownership change of the previous account, is what it was.
Right.
Okay.
And paperwork.
I thought you had like an outhouse out there, something you had to use.
Well, there's a big pool, and no, it's not a big pool. It's not a big pool.
Don't invite Dick over there because he will urinate in your pool, as we've discussed on the Audience of One show. He has zero problems doing
It'll
it.
go blue.
Again,
You better not.
I'd never said I urinate in the
It's
pool.
true. He did say urine in the pool does not bother me. He has an out there. Very
Well,
ambiguous of you.
you've done this little segment like 4 times saying I pee in the pool. I'm like, I never said that.
Look, it's just my assumption that if someone is comfortable with pee in a pool, he is probably going to be okay with his own pee in the pool. Right? You're probably going to be more comfortable with your own than someone else's, so I'm just
own pee in
assuming
the pool.
that is what you're doing, Dick.
Well, you know, don't guys at least grow out of that by the time they're 12?
Allow me to answer that question for you, Cindy. No, we don't. If there's running
Why?
water on, chances are we're peeing.
Oh, because it makes you want to go.
It's
go
just
if
it's
you
just
hear
too easy
water.
to do.
Oh, but do you swim around so it spreads out, or do you just
And we just let nature take its course.
and if I love that grown-ups where they got in the pool and they died and the blue came out. If anybody,
Yeah, that was always the rumor, right?
Yeah.
To prevent small children from peeing in the pool. Well, you know it's going to turn blue. I tested that out real early on, and guess what? I called my parents' bluff on that. No, it didn't.
many times.
Guess how I know? Guess how I know?
Because I'm peeing right now.
That's exactly
See-
right.
see what happens. That's what always scares me about this pool. I'm having the hardest time getting in touch with and scheduling this pool boy. The
Hey now.
pool boy. A guy came out. A guy came out to talk to me about using their service, and he was older. He was not as old as I am, but he was older. And I was thinking in my head, oh, this just destroys all the pictures of what you thought a pool boy would be. But anyway, he said, I'm the owner, and I have 2 teams of younger guys that come out.
Oh, he made
and
sure
play.
to
tell me,
to let you know.
like
Look, I'm
I
not the one who's
didn't
going to be out here shirtless.
And I wasn't. I didn't say a thing, but he just said because a lot of these have gone to such a computerized, system that it's way above my pay grade. So I have these younger guys that this is what they love. They love the chemical reactions. They love all the things they have to do. And I said, well, when we got here, this pool, it stung your eyes because of the chlorine. And they said, I think the owners probably shocked it because there was
Sure.
rain coming in. So anyway, I have been waiting and waiting for this guy, and we can't. Something's happened where I gotta tell Richard this. Richard, my
Listen
phone got a hit from something, and it wiped out most of my contacts and pictures, and I don't know what happened.
Did you go swimming with it?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. And
Seemed like a logical question to ask at this point.
I know because of my freaking. But see, there's a reason for it because then I couldn't call him back, and he had sent me a form to do a
Sure.
click this your signature, and we know that you really mean it before you would get your money. So I couldn't call him, and every time I don't know if he ever did try and call me, and I couldn't recognize the number, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It was horrible, and Richard didn't care. But
Gonna have to turn it off and turn it back on again. That's always my first IT method.
I did that.
Oh, well, I'm out
That's
then.
my
Can't help you.
secret.
Done.
It was over. There was my daughter took the phone by Verizon and said, she's lost everything, so can you help her get this back? And so he said, oh yeah, you just do da-da-da-da-da, and then and it was done. And so she brought it back to me like handed it to
There
me.
you go. So
Watch
he did
out
get it.
what you touch.
He did
Okay.
get it operable again then.
Yeah,
Way to go.
But so many numbers I've noticed have not come back, and forms have not come back, and I don't know why.
I bet you some of your items are saved to the phone, and some are likely saved to the cloud.
No,
and I bet you're accessing things on your phone, and the cloud has not been connected again. If I had to guess,
No, I think you're right. The cloud is mad at
there's
me.
going to be a
think the
surcharge for
cloud-
this
there's been
IT support. Just so you know, afterwards I'm going to bill you for this.
Okay. Oh, great. Anyway, so I'm going to talk to Richard. He's cheaper.
Just remember, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for.
I just liked when you came in and you didn't know how to plug it in.
Yes,
That made
before
me
the show started,
firsthand.
there was quite an ordeal as to how and where to plug this phone in. It was quite entertaining.
Well, what I loved was she immediately walked in with the plug in her hand and handed it to me. She's like, "Here you go," and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "There's a plug on the table."
this in, please?
Yeah.
That's how old people do. They say, "Come here,
And I go,
grandchildren."
look, there's a plug right there by your hands, and then you plug it in, and then like you were looking at it like it wasn't working, and you're like, it's not working. And then I literally walked over there, plugged it in. I'm like, there you go.
It's it's just
Well,
your
Hey,
magic.
look, man, it's confusing. It's got a fatter one and a smaller one, and
Yeah, I mean,
it's
Yeah.
tough, man.
see, if
it's kinda like
this
an HDMI
was-
cord.
If
I
this
never
was
get
my
those right.
significant other, I'd be like, you know what the punishment is you're just not gonna have a charged phone because you can't figure it out. You got to figure this stuff out on your own.
Thought you were going somewhere else with that.
You know, it's sad how the younger people teach. They reach out to
So I don't-
older people for an experience, but it's never enough.
So
Never.
I don't want to step on your toes here, Cindy, but do
Yeah.
you have anybody to thank for this episode, by the way, before we get any further? Just out of curiosity.
Well, there is one person. I mean, I would not be where I am today if it wasn't
Don't say God.
for the Chris Wootton
There it is.
Financial Group. It all has just hung on their shoulders, and he's taken full responsibility of my ignorance and not advantage, but responsibility for my ignorance, so that he has to teach me and talk to me. And he says, "Cindy, I need to know what your bank balance is." Mm-hmm. And I said, "In which bank?" And he goes, "What do you mean which? What do you mean which bank?" And I went, "Well, you told me to spread out the money at different, at
Bank
different
on
banks.
both sides of the street.
And different banks." He goes, "Wait a minute, because I'm the trustee of an estate now.
Mm-hmm.
Please call me trustee if you want to. The trustee that I'm in charge of the trust, and
As the name implies.
yes, and the trust is all in Charles Schwab. The majority of the trust is Charles Schwab." And I felt like I needed to keep out a little bit for myself, because you never know what's going to happen. And if I have to go ask somebody every time I need some money, I might as well go back to 19 with the
So
Sam.
thank you, Chris Wootton, for bringing you this show and allowing Cindy's financial success now and into the future.
Yes,
There you go. I figured we needed to get that out of the
Yeah,
way.
we definitely need to reserve some for bail.
Somewhat.
For bail, making bail, posting bail.
You
'Cause
know,
probably in about a year, she's gonna be wandering somewhere and have her phone out. My phone's not really working. I'm losing, and I'm in a bathroom. Later, are you recording here? I'm not. Am I recording? Oh, I'm live. I'm on Facebook Live. Oh my gosh, the police are involved.
and I haven't paid a bill in I don't know how long, because I've never had one come to me, and I can't find it on the phone anymore, and I don't know how to pay it if I don't find it on the phone. No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of problems I could have, but I've done this by myself. I bought a new car.
Congratulations. I know. I've
I
heard.
bought a new house.
I know. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Second question about the house, since it is a 2013, there's a good chance that you have an open concept. Do you know what an open concept is? Where
Well,
the
for
kitchen
Andrew's
I
house,
watch
and the living room.
HGTV every day,
So,
all day long.
Did
Yeah.
you buy a house with an open concept, or is this more of a
It's-
traditional?
No, it's so open. It's embarrassing, because they have everybody can hear everybody, and everybody
Correct.
can talk to everybody. And the second story just has a fence there, and you can talk to everybody that's up on the second floor. So it's
So
very
I have
open.
owned a house basically just as you've described, and I'm not a fan of it. The great room, or grand room as they call it, which is the combination of the living room and the kitchen, it's great in theory because, yes, you can have a conversation with someone else while you're in two different rooms, but the problem is when you don't want to have a conversation with somebody else, you can't be in the kitchen cooking without listening to Jimmy over there talking about the Houston Texans and how he's complaining about them when you're trying to watch your shows, your episodes, in the kitchen. So I'm not a huge fan of it.
Okay, but you'll love this because the kitchen, the open part of the kitchen has a huge island. I've never seen, except on HGTV, I've seen islands that long. But anyway, it has this island, and the kitchen is just beautiful and has this big open space to the living room. And so I looked up, and I said, what this needs is a 75-inch TV
Yes, it
screen.
does.
And I can watch everything that everybody else is watching. I can hear it from here. I can read even the closed caption.
Right.
And so that's what I did.
Excellent.
I haven't told Chris yet, though. I haven't told him yet.
Well, he's finding out about it now.
That's right. And so then, after seeing how great that looked in the master bedroom, I thought,
Look at that wall.
at least a 70-inch would fit this.
All right.
Here we
Yeah.
go. I'm gonna watch the Cindy Cochran show on the 70-inch TV.
Watch your own show.
Oh, she knows she.
I just think some of the new designs in houses are great in form and look, but lack a little bit in function. But if you manage to make it work for you,
Yeah,
way to
see,
go.
Upstairs is where the kids go because the media room's upstairs.
Yep.
And no one wants to be climbing up the stairs and coming down the stairs without somebody with them. Without me, somebody with me. And I say, I can come up and down these stairs. And they said, no, if you fall, they're so afraid of me falling. So I like
Why don't you get an elevator?
Or just one of those chairs that you sit on.
The chair. Yeah.
It goes up the stairs real slow. They're like in
they
every
always
80s
ask
horror movie. It's like a tropes for an 80s movie.
Yeah.
Love it.
No,
And then, of course,
it's
the gear will
true.
malfunction and shoot them up the stairs real quick, and they fly out the attic window. I've seen one too many movies.
Because it'd go over the banister right into the first floor. I
put a
could see
mattress
that
out there.
happen. Yeah.
I wonder how many deaths have happened with those things.
Oh, please don't do that. Don't do that. Because I may have to end up doing that because they're so afraid of me. I said, this is good exercise for me, you guys.
Right, going
'cause
up and down the
they wanna
stairs.
Hold me,
Sure.
like, okay, let's just take it one at a time, Mom. And then I get out of the car and they come over and they come over
There's
and help me.
actually,
Oh, don't tell me what.
well, out of 15.7% chance of dying.
I'm sorry, you have a 15% chance of dying every time you ride one of those?
Well, no, it's like whenever there's an accident involving those.
Oh, my.
There's
Well,
15%
like
of
you
people
didn't-
die.
I can tell you why.
You
Because
didn't put
generally
the
the people
seatbelt on?
riding it are probably already have a 15% chance of dying that day anyways. So if there's an accident, chances are.
Yeah.
And Drew.
Look, I'm just being real
Yeah.
here, Cindy.
I know you're trying to
So,
be real.
well, why would you buy a 2-story house if you're not allowed to go upstairs?
Because I wanted
good-
the
good
kids to go
exercise.
upstairs and have a playroom and a media room and their bedrooms upstairs. I love that. And then I can go in my room, which is downstairs, first floor, and we're all separated. So they can enjoy their,
Okay.
their self.
That's the
And-
lioness den. That's what she's
and,
calling it.
Yeah. And so it works out perfect. But everybody loves my bathroom
Sorry.
because it has,
That's
it's just
usually
so
how it
big.
works.
It's like, it's just like a dream. It's just the dream.
Well, I'm
was
glad
that.
you're enjoying it.
I love every second.
And I'm doing my
minute of
part
it.
for the AMA. My next question,
Yes.
where did you get that show opening music from? That is a banger. Where's that song from? What is it? I've never heard it before outside of just this show.
Did we change the music?
No, it's the same one.
Sing?
Your show music. That.
My-
Well, you can't hear it because you don't have headphones on, but
No.
do you not know what music plays at the beginning of your show?
Yes.
Well, she should because we replay the same show.
No.
And when
I-
she's playing it on
I
her
just-
70-inch TV in the living room, she's got
Well-
the volume turned up.
Well, Richard found that music. He
Oh,
he goes
Richard,
into
did you know?
the cheap nobody, just
The,
please play
the
my
royalty-free
music.
music?
Yeah, I won't charge you anything, just if
okay.
you play my music, please. And
Okay.
and that's where he got it from, right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, he
Some
knows.
decade ago?
I don't remember, to be honest.
No, that music didn't come till I came this
I don't know.
here.
Who knows?
He doesn't care. He's thinking about his girlfriend, aren't you?
No, Dick, you're going to
Yeah.
notice something about Dick. He
Yeah.
does this in our show, too. And I know it's usually physiological with him, but he will start up the show fairly upright.
Yeah.
And as the show goes,
He-
he gets slumpier and slumpier and slumpier. And a lot of that, if he's had a meal and a good night's sleep, he'll remain upright. But if there's been any sort of imbalance in the force, i.e. no meal and or no sleep, towards about, I don't know, minute 25, we start sinking, and I just can't even see his eyes because
Yeah.
he's behind the mic. I
And
love
it's
it.
my fault.
I love it.
He had no food today because he said in front of his girlfriend, he said, "Oh, Cindy, you don't need to bring me any food. Just don't worry about getting me any food." So I didn't worry.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
I-
worried about it.
No, yes, you were. You came and said, "Is you have any food for me?" You asked me if I had food for
Yeah.
you.
I asked. They always ask.
Well, I mean, but that made me feel so bad that I should have brought him food because he is a lot friendlier once he's eaten. It's nicer.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I know. You see me.
I'm
through,
a sensitive boy.
yes, you are, you baby.
Sensitive
boy.
to the environment around him, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes, he is. I want to see Garfield, and I want to see Despicable 3. I can't.
Four.
Wait.
Four.
4. Oh,
Yeah, with the fart gun.
I
Yep.
think I missed.
You got to get yourself
missed
one of
3.
those.
Okay, 4. I love those cartoons. I think they're great. So I want to see that, and that
Why
started.
don't you go see that?
I don't have anybody to go see it with.
You don't need to go see. Like, it's not like you're talking to them while the movie's on.
Are you uncomfortable going to a movie by yourself?
Oh no, I'm not uncomfortable about doing anything like go
Okay.
eat out to eat, go because I can talk to anybody, or I can if I felt
Including
like I wanna
yourself,
talk to
and
somebody else.
Yeah. No, and no one will bother you if you're talking to yourself. Trust
no,
me.
because I'm the smartest person I know. But no, it is
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, I understand me. It's great,
Yeah.
and why I do the things I do. It's like how God, God says, "I know you. I understand. I know your background. I know what's going on with life." And so some things can be forgiven, and other things no, because you know better.
Are there
than
any
to.
places you would go, or you wouldn't go, by yourself? You would feel uncomfortable going by yourself.
Chippendales,
Right, you got to go with your ladies. Right?
Prison.
That makes sense.
prison?
Well, I mean, I
Mills?
think I would be uncomfortable no matter what on that one, even if I had my buddies with me.
I think if my buddies have a better chance of surviving.
This is true. You ever walked into a bar with like 15 of your buddies?
Oh, yeah.
You feel like you are about to run the joint, right? So much different than if you just you walk in with a friend. You're like, this is fine. Or you're by yourself. You feel like you got to be on your phone. But if you walk into a place with 15 of your buds, oh yeah, it's a different feeling. It's a mindset. So I get that. So you wouldn't want to go to a Chippendales concert, okay?
No.
I thought you were going to say like Chuck E. Cheese. That's mine. I don't think I'd want to go there by myself. That's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
Yep.
But you're not going there by yourself.
By the way, I saw a Chuck E. Cheese pizza in the grocery store the other day. So I guess they're
Like
now
a
marketing.
frozen? Like a
yeah,
frozen
frozen
one? I
pizza
don't doubt
in a
it.
box.
Oh, that was smart. Finally, that
I mean,
was
it's
smart.
bad in the restaurant. I can't imagine it being any good in a box.
Maybe you could make it
frozen.
a little better or something. Maybe because it is bad.
Or call it
It's so-
Pasquale's, right?
Pasquale's.
Yeah, during COVID, when a lot of restaurants were closed, Chuck E. Cheese rebranded themselves as Pasquale's and sold pizza online under that pseudonym until they got busted for it. It was just Chuck E. Cheese pizza branded as
Oh.
Pasquale's. So I would assume just brought to you by Chuck E. Cheese underneath,
See?
cover your bases.
Andrew is just so full of those kind of little.
Well, the show Audience of One on Wednesdays at 10 a.m.
covers
is
it.
filled with this kind of information.
Oh, that's true.
Not the
shameless.
news, not
totally
the news you
shameless.
need, but the news you want.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah, how is Fox News doing? Are you?
No, I'm talking about Audience of One, man.
No, I'm talking about Cindy. She's got these big TVs. I bet you're just eating that up.
oh man, and the kids are turn it down. We can still hear.
Look
them
at that
talking."
Cindy Guilfoyle on 70-inch
Oh,
screen
Fox and
HD.
Friends. Fox and Friends.
No. Yes,
Is that what
but
it's called?
Fox and
Did I
Friends.
just name
That's
it?
right.
The
Incorrectly.
Five.
Yeah, the
The
five. I'm
five.
trying to think of some of the.
Five.
of
Where's
any of
Bill
those.
O'Reilly?
He hadn't been
Bill
there in
O'Reilly,
years.
when he said bad words, he got kicked off.
Yeah.
But
I can't think
Sean
of a single
Hannity has one.
host.
Me
Sean
either.
Hannity.
Is Hannity gone? He's not on
Jesse
there anymore?
Waters?
There you go, Jesse Waters.
Yes.
You got to have
and
Jesse Waters up on that 70-inch screen.
Ingram.
Laura Ingram.
Laura Ingram.
Is Hannity no longer there? Is that what you said? Or he is still there?
Hannity's there.
Okay.
still.
All right.
Yes, they're all there, and but this is what is so exciting. Every time I go out to eat or something, and I tip the waitress, I said, just remember, if you vote for Donald Trump,
you're one of
you're
these
not going
people?
to have to be. You won't be taxed on that, and you'll be able to keep more of it. And they go like, what? What do you mean? It's a long story.
Well, you
Much
know, it's
Fox. I'm
ironic.
sure that hits.
It's ironic about that is they probably right now don't even file taxes.
Yeah, they're like, lady, I ain't claiming this to begin with, so it really doesn't matter who's sitting in the Oval Office.
No, yeah. Well, now you don't feel guilty anymore. You're going to be able to keep.
Why would you ever
that
feel
money.
guilty about that?
Not claiming the
Yeah.
tip. Well, I mean, and most people don't tip that much, so I wonder
That's
if that's
right.
going to hurt the tip.
You need to get out of the oppressive thumb of the man. Don't claim all of that.
Well, what if he does that? If he's successful at getting that passed in
Mm-hmm.
Congress, then would that affect the way you tip? Would you not tip as much because you know that they're going to be able
No.
to keep all the?
No.
So, as I will discuss on tomorrow's episode of Audience of One, I found a tipping loophole, and I think you should carry around $2 bills with you and use those as tips, because the person receiving the $2 bill will be so excited and shocked to receive a $2 bill, they won't realize you probably didn't give them enough on that $40 plate. You just hand them a two, maybe even two twos, and they're like, whoa, check this out, a $2 bill. And meanwhile, you're scooting out of there giving them 10%.
Yeah.
Loophole.
Why even tip them at the first place?
Because you get credit for tipping. You're the good guy.
Yes. And
But they don't realize you just...
I never,
Give 'em 10%.
I never ever had enough money to tip.
It
very
used to be
well.
tipping was 10% for good service. 20% was for like over the top. Now it's just assumed 2022 is the bare minimum. Like when they
Right.
flip the little tablet around, they start sometimes at 22%, go all the way to 30. I'm like, where's the other option?
It's
You know,
so
like
sad.
normal amount. Middle class option,
I
please.
think I'm really doing good. I just took a 20 out and I put that in as a tip, but it was like $65 or something, and it wasn't the right amount. Anyway, it wasn't the right amount to tip, because they're going to give you a 10, 20, 25 option to
Yeah.
to tip. I always hated that part, because if you weren't a good person, and I had to do more work than you did by coming up here and telling you what I want and have to call in and all that stuff. Yeah.
Next question. Do you tip, since you just got through moving, do you tip your movers? Or did you tip your movers?
Yes, I do.
Now, did you
and
tip 20%? Because it was probably really expensive to move. The answer is probably no, right? It was probably just a flat rate
They were kind of shocked that
that they
they all
received a
got,
tip.
they all got something that I gave them, and they were like really
$2
sweet.
bill.
No, I didn't.
A couple.
I tipped
Just-
them well because
You can make it rain with those too, man. Yeah. you see there.
Oh, what is this called?
Well, good for you. I'm glad you tipped your movers because they
Yes.
are putting in work and they are in
Oh.
charge of your delicates and making sure your 70-inch TV screen does not break.
Oh, right. No, I got everything at American Furniture. Have you seen that place?
That massive store they just opened last year on 45.
Yeah. Have you
just
ever
south
been
of
in there?
Conroe.
You
I have not.
go in there and you will be obsessed with that place because of the
Yes,
the
my
cut and
daughter has
prices.
been in there and she loves it.
Oh my goodness! I've been there so many times. I think they're gonna name an aisle like after me.
I believe we
But
bought a piece of furniture from there.
You did.
Yeah, I believe we did.
See, and because they buy from Ashley's, they
haven't
buy
been.
from all these these different places. So I thought, well, if they're that cheap, I wonder what gallery furniture would be like. You know what? And he has that special on. If you guess the right person that wins the presidency, you get half off. If you buy $6,000 worth of furniture, and so I did. I went in there and I said, "Okay, I need to buy this grouping right here because it was going to be about that much." He said, "Okay, and now you know that whoever you pick," I said, "It's brilliant what you've done. It's brilliant. You're going to lose so much
Now,
money."
were you actually talking to?
Yeah, mattress
Mattress
was there. The mattress Mac was there. Mac was there, and he'd come around, talk to everybody. He's so sweet. He really is. And he'd come over, shake my hand, and he calls me the next day and said, "Hey, Cindy, how you liking that furniture? My guys do a good job."
Unreal,
they
isn't
did
it?
great. They're wonderful, and I see why you were so popular. That's so sweet of you to call and tell me that. And I said, well, I just want to make sure. And now,
unreal.
I
That guy
would
is
love for you to write something
special.
about that and send that to us. Would you mind doing that? And I said, no, I'll write something about y'all, how good it was. And he said, okay, that's all I need to hear, and I really appreciate it. I don't mean taking any of your time. Bye. And I was going to invite him on the show, but he just jumped off so fast.
Well, he's very camera shy, so I don't know that he would agree to come onto your show.
He's very camera shy. Jumping Jiminy. I remember when he started.
Yeah.
And I was working at Warner Cable, and all the salespeople wanted to go get his money because they saw how many times he was on TV, and they said, we got to get him on cable. We got to get him on cable. And so they all went, and they told me it was the most horrible thing they ever had to do, because he made you sit in it was a long line of people waiting to come in there and talk to him. And then they'd come in, and he would just beat them up, like, no, I only pay this much. If you want me to do it, I'll pay this much, and that's all. No, I'm not paying that, no. And cable was cheap, but he wanted to be cheaper, and so it just drove him crazy. But he made $3 million spending $3,000 on advertising first year. That's amazing. I love that kind of stuff. Don't go to sleep on me, Richard. Okay. All right. I won't tell any more stories. So, Andrew, let me ask you this. I thought you were raising his hand. I thought he was raising his hand. You can talk in a minute, Richard. I was just wondering, whenever y'all come in and, record.
Yep.
Are you coming in with as much information as you look like you have in front of you right now?
Yeah, I come to armed with quite a bit because I never know what version I'm going to get over here of my co-host, if he's eaten or not. So I have to make sure I have plenty in the can. And as using today as an example,
yes,
I probably had 2 or 3, maybe even 4 topics that I wanted to get to that are just going to have to go in the can for the next show.
Well,
that's just the way it goes.
Well, use them now.
Well, look at you trying to steal some content from the audience of one show.
Well, what I'm here to do is to promote all the different shows that we have on Lone Star Community Radio.
Well, this will probably be covered on our show in a few weeks, but this is one of the ones we wanted to get to, Dick, that we did not. But a New York couple might have hit the jackpot when they discovered a safe with $100,000 in it when they were magnet fishing. Have you heard of this thing called magnet fishing?
Yes, I have.
Magnets. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So these people apparently do this all the time and have never really found anything of value. They said they found a couple of different safes, but this one had $100,000 in it. They took it to the authorities thinking, hey, we're going to have to return this. And apparently there is no law on the books in New York that says you got to return this unless there's anything identifiable in there.
And if even it was, a lot of it was mushy and stuff,
That's
falling apart, it didn't make any difference as long as they could see something on.
Well, that's their next issue. Is a lot of the money has deteriorated,
right?
And it's not in a condition that's usable. But I do think as long as they're able to see a serial number, which we have also covered that on the audience, when a dog ate a large sum of cash and they were sifting it out through what happens after you eat. As long as you can put together the serial number, the bank will take it. So, but right now their worry is that it's so delicate that they've got it sealed up in a bag with water because they don't want it to dry out,
right,
and then just turn to dust.
But
how awesome is that?
I love that.
Would you like to go magnet fishing with the audience of one show one day, Cindy?
If y'all go magnet fishing, call me.
I don't know that I'd want to go magnet fishing in Lake Conroe. You might find all kinds of weird things.
Yes, like that. Remember the drone that went down in Lake Conroe? It was a big deal. Did
someone shoot it down because it was over their property? Not in my.
It went down in Lake Conroe, and they were trying to find it. And I was thinking a drone. I had never seen a drone. I'd never seen one when I heard this. And I thought drones were like huge.
Huge. But some of them are small.
And that's what I thought it was. And so when I found out they finally went and picked this thing up. It was just like this little drone. It was nothing. But
I want to know why or how this money got into the lake to begin with. I think there is some kind of story behind that. What say you, Dick? You think it's some sort of mob hit gone wrong? That's what it sounds. Who's losing a safe with $100,000? First of all, why do you have $100,000 in cash to begin with?
Probably a disgruntled girlfriend, boyfriend.
You know what I would do?
And didn't know what was in the safe, and they're like, I can't open it, so they're like, well, I'm gonna throw it in the lake.
I think it was drug dealers, and they threw everything in the lake, and they'll come back and get it, and they got killed before.
Now I'm going to tie the last two stories together. What I would do is use these bills as tips, and you give them to them and go the opposite way. Give them too much and say, hey, if you can get that bill to work, you get to keep it. And they're like, whoa. Now, in theory, if it doesn't work, you're out nothing. But again, you get credit for having over-tipped this time by giving them $100, maybe $200. See?
With
See
what
how this
you
works?
found, you
With
mean?
what you found, yeah. You use those bills to tip people with. Maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't.
No, this with what the couple found.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be doing this. They'd be going here. Okay, hold it.
That's
here.
exactly right. And if you receive that as a tip, you'd be, oh my gosh.
That's what you should do with your your next tipping escapade is go to the get lottery tickets.
Uh-huh.
Just get the dollar ones, the scratch offs.
You hand those out as tips?
And you just hand one. Like, here's a $1 tip. It could be more. Could be nothing.
Could be absolutely nothing. But in that case, you still are having to pay, but only $1. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just get the dollar ones.
how well do you think that would go over?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'd
Unless
be,
they
I'd
hit.
be a little bit more excited
Unless
than
they hit.
$2 bills because I get the game.
Thank you for recognizing the brilliance of my $2 bill.
No, I'm
tipping
saying I'd be
scheme.
more excited to get a scratch off
Oh,
than
dang
to
it.
get a $2 bill.
That went the wrong way.
It did. It did. Y'all are too young to remember when the scratch offs and all that gambling started.
No, I believe that was going to probably be 1993 or 4 when it became legal here in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I was well aware of it at that point.
How old were you?
Probably 17, 18, 16, 17.
How old are you now?
You know, I'm not going to disclose
Yeah.
such
Cindy, how
personal
old are you?
information.
75.
Our listeners can deduct by doing quick math how old I am now. Let's just say I'm somewhere in between 40 and 50, and I might be closer to 50 than I am 40.
God, you look like a baby.
Yeah.
Y'all both look like babies to me, but that's okay. That's all right because I didn't think that you would have ever even remember.
Oh, I
that.
remember it. No, it was a big
The
deal.
mayor of Houston
Mm-hmm.
said, we're going to allow this, and we're going to have this lottery thing because we're going to take that money and we're going to build up our infrastructure with it, and we're going to put it in education, and we're going to none of that happened. It's like the toll roads. These toll roads are only going to be here until it's paid for the construction of these highways.
Mm-hmm. And look, now we have absolutely no potholes, and our kids are brilliant. The lottery's first game was the Scratch Lone Star Millions. The first ticket was sold to then Governor Ann Richards at Polk's Feed Store in Oak Hill on May 29th, 1992. So I missed it by a year.
That's amazing.
The first day of sales, 23.2 million tickets were sold and set a then world record because everything's bigger here in Texas.
Yes.
That's right.
But my mom would not let us, and even though I was a grown woman, she said, nobody better be buying that. That's gambling, and we're not going to gamble.
That's
You don't
ill-gotten
gamble.
gains. That's
Yeah.
ill-gotten gains.
Yeah, you don't know. But it never did what they said. It was, so I don't know whose pocket was, filled with that.
Hopefully it's mine.
What?
Well, you got to play first.
I gotta find. It's probably in
Yeah.
the safe in a lake. That's where
Yes.
they put the money. They're like, screw the kids. Let's have fun. Let's put stuff in the lake and see if anyone finds it.
And then soon after the scratch-offs is when they began the lotto pick numbers, the quick pick numbers, and that was in November 7th, 1992, same year.
Yes.
The very first jackpot was won by a resident of Schulenburg, Texas, November 28th. So there
and
you go.
all they talked about, I remember doing stories on that, and they would talk about how they had relatives come out of the woodwork. It was the worst thing that ever happened to them, when they would win millions of dollars because of everybody wanting money.
Yep.
And so
I've heard that theory. I'm willing to test it, by the way.
I'm never gonna.
Well, you've heard the theory that winning the lottery or getting a lot of money, regardless of how you obtained it, will just enhance whatever personality traits you already have. So if you're a very generous and giving person and you win the lottery, you're likely to become an even more generous and giving person. If you are a real AH, then you're probably just going to become a bigger butt.
Conservative. Well,
Not conservative, AH. A butthole.
I think someone that's conservative, that they're not going to just let that money
Yeah,
go.
but you can be conservative and still be a real pain in the rear to people and be a not a nice person.
Right. But all the conservative people I know are really nice. And they would give their shirt off their back if it was really an emergency, if it was really something that they deemed as something important.
Wouldn't you like to see the stat on like criminals, perhaps people that are in prison right now, what their voting habits were before they got locked up? I wonder if they have stats on that. I mean, you said most conservatives are nice people. I'm like, do we really know that? Do we? I don't know.
I think very.
I don't know. I'm
Absolutely.
just playing. I'm playing radio here.
Absolutely, I would believe that the conservatives are
All right.
are not as big of a.
I found some
Okay,
information about
but you're not biased
Texas
at all.
lottery.
Oh,
So
we're back to lottery. Okay, yes.
Oh dear.
here's the breakdown of how the money is distributed.
Okay, Tom.
So 63% is paid towards winners. 27.1% is put in a fund called the Foundation School Fund for Texas schools.
Yeah.
5.4% goes towards retailer commissions. 4% goes to the lottery for administrative costs. And
It's always those administrative costs.
0.4% goes to the Veterans Assistance Programs and other state programs.
Well, they need
to call the veterans to see how much.
Yeah.
How many times have they gotten a check from them?
need to put some of it into the dance team too to pay for some of those outfits. Ask me how I know. That gets expensive.
But yeah, there you go. Because you do have to pay the winners too.
Well, of course.
So, and I'm glad it's at least 63%. Because someone was trying to tell me some BS about the slot machines have to pay out like 63.8% or 93.6 winnings. And I was like, I don't believe that.
The math doesn't seem to math on that, does it?
You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about
Yes, I've seen the little things on the side of the machines too that will say something similar to that, and I don't think I think we're interpreting it different than what it means. But because are they saying if $100 is put in, it has to pay out $96?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
what
okay.
that's what I assumed it meant. Like whatever income it has, it's like it automatically knows, hey, we have to dish out this much money.
Right.
But then you get people who are addicts are like, oh, that means if I put more money in,
I mean,
it
eventually
increases my chance of winning.
Eventually, they will win something. It's just whether or not it's going to cover the amount they put in.
Because that's what they were. This one guy was like, yeah, when the commission comes in, they can see the machine how much money it's taken in,
Right.
how much money it's given out, and it has to be at this threshold, like no more, no less than this.
what will they do?
Interesting. So the casino can't be taking more than a certain percentage.
yeah.
Yeah, they close the casino.
Dick has reached that point where I cannot see his eyes anymore through the microphone.
But yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Okay, listen.
Well, that's actually really interesting information, Dick. Thank you
Yeah.
for that.
well, it's kind of weird because after they say that fund, it reminds me of what goes on around here in Conroe, where they talk about the hotel where they created this commercial fund that's not technically owned by the city, but it has board people on it that make the purchasing decisions. So it's like, all right, so this foundation school fund, who's in charge of that?
Yeah, who's in charge of that?
Who's in charge of the foundation school fund?
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
I'm there. I'm looking at it right now.
You know, I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of the Tesla Cybertruck that came out a little while ago. I guess it was earlier this year. But what I am a big fan of are all of the fail reels that are associated with it. Have you seen just these reels of Tesla Cybertrucks failing in certain situations, trying to off-road or go up the side of a mountain or go through water? They just completely can't do it.
And they want to do all the military. They want to take all the military.
Yeah, they may want to, but it ain't going to happen.
Yeah,
Nothing's going to
that's-
replace that big diesel engine that they use in tanks and whatnot. But I'm addicted to these Tesla fail reels that have been really popular. Although they do have the option to be outfitted quite interesting. I've seen people wrap them in really cool paint jobs, and they look like iridescent, almost like a beetle's back or something. That, I have to admit, is pretty cool. But,
Yeah,
but they're still hideous.
but whenever I went and got in my car, they said, "Now, do you want a blend or do you want?"
Are you at
all
liberty to
gas?
say what type of car you purchased?
Sure, why not?
This is your show. I don't know what you say and do not say about your personal life.
Oh, I don't think I've ever kept anything. Now I'm trying to think of what I'm not saying.
Let me guess.
Okay.
I'm going to look at you. I'm going to say it's a Hyundai Santa Fe.
Honda.
Hyundai,
No.
not a Honda.
Hyundai.
It's a Honda.
Oh,
It's a
darn.
Honda.
That would have been probably my second or third
Honda.
Or
choice.
Hyundai?
Hyundai? What type of
Honda.
Honda? Did
I'm
you get a little
saying it right.
SUV? Did
Honda.
you get a car?
Did I what?
Is it an SUV or is it a car?
It's an SUV, and it's a XL, and it has a sunroof, and it has all the bells
Is it
and
like
whistles.
I bet it's CRV, isn't it? Honda CRV?
CRV, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
nice
you know,
car,
and
Cindy.
those things-
Good
they-
choice.
Thank you. Except
5 stars
I've had
crash
about,
test rating, I'm sure.
A couple of months, and half of the monitor went black. So I called them and I said, "Okay, I just got a letter from you guys saying that I did not disclose all the times I hadn't paid bills and that kind of thing, and so that I was being not forthcoming with you, and this is what they told. It's a letter I have, and so I said I'm going to go by there and say, what are you? I paid cash for everything. I paid full amount.
Yeah.
So how dare you say I can't? I haven't paid. Now, when I was 19 and 20, I probably didn't.
This sounds
pay
like
some
fishing
things.
or something.
But
It is fake.
Yeah, this sounds like they
so
were.
then I got another one, and I said, that's it. So I called. I said, let me talk to whoever's.
Do you know who I am?
You know who I am. And so he gets on the phone, and he goes, now, let me explain something. There is a scam going on, and people are getting these kind of letters. They find out that you've gotten a new car from here. They have all their little printouts. Says they send it to you, and they say you have to extend this warranty, and And I said, well, that's what first caught my eye, because I got a 7-year warranty a couple months ago,
Right.
and paid for that. So I was really upset. I said, I understand. You'll come by here, just come by here, and we'll do whatever we need to do to the car. We'll fix that monitor and all that stuff. We just, they just bent over backwards now, because I was like, let's have.
Wait, you had problems with the car?
Yeah, she just said half the screen
Half
went
the
out.
screen was going out. The monitor, half the screen went out, and I went,
User error.
but it was.
I did hear recently that Kia, they've had issues with their cars in the past being either easily to be stolen, and then they had some of them, the Kia Soul, I think, had issues with them catching on fire. Well, now their Telluride, which is sort of their high-end SUV, they are telling their owners of that car, do not park the car in your garage or near your house, because they can catch fire. And apparently, if there's been some sort of impact to the car or they hit a bump, some of the wires will touch in like the heated seat elements and start a fire.
Don't park, and I'm going to come park in your parking lot, and you're going to take this car back.
Isn't that
What
crazy?
is the
Because those are
deal?
nice vehicles. I Telluride, I don't know if you've seen them.
Yeah.
They're a nice SUV. I mean, Kia has come a long way from where they were 30 years ago, making decent vehicles, but now this is two of their cars that can catch fire.
So I said,
it's not a good look, is what I'm saying.
No. So I said an SUV. I should have said CRV.
CRV.
Yeah, CRV
Well,
is a
CRV
small-
is an SUV. It's just a small, compact
Yeah,
SUV.
Right. Okay.
Hold on. I'll give you a shiny nickel if you can tell me what CRV stands for.
Compact recreational vehicle.
Now he was going to give
He
me.
didn't
a
say it to
nickel.
you. He just said it in general.
Oh, okay.
Well, the joke's on him because I don't have a nickel. And I also have no way of verifying if that's correct because I honestly don't know.
I don't know either. But whenever I went and got this car, I was my son-in-law.
Okay. Got it.
What is it?
So it depends on where you buy it. It originally was...
That doesn't make sense.
Well, no. So apparently in Japan, it was called a CRV because a comfortable runabout vehicle.
Comfortable,
And-
Comfortable runabout vehicle.
In
I
the
love
UK,
it. Oh, let me guess. It's a comfortable runabout vehicle.
it's a recreational vehicle.
Oh, darn.
Compact.
compact recreational vehicle.
Because it's all about the way they, when you do tariffs and everything, it's like, what is this? Is this a truck or a car
Right. Yep.
or whatever?
We've talked about that before. Yeah.
So they had to change the name, man.
I like comfortable runabout vehicle.
Runabout's really
You want to
cute.
go on a little
I like that.
runabout?
Oh, here we go.
And then another one is Civic recreational vehicle.
Boo! Don't like that
Boo,
one. Yeah,
Civic.
Civic. Nah.
As you know,
So there you go.
The
that's
Cindy Cochran Show. You learn something new every
Every
day.
day.
Or at least
Every
every time
day.
there's an episode.
well, that's true. And listen, we've got to talk about the weather.
You got 5 minutes.
Okay, the weather is
Yes.
supposed to be horrible tonight and tomorrow. I mean, it's like 5 inches of rain coming.
Yeah, they've been saying
It
that for a
is.
while with that tropical storm. What's the name of it? I've already forgot. Yeah,
South
going into Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going into Mexico, but we're getting some of the residuals off of it.
Right, and that's what
Should have built
they're
that wall.
warning everybody about. And of course, you go to Walmart, and what's missing? There's no flashlights. I couldn't find a normal-looking flashlight that you put batteries in.
So you need to
What
be
has
weather
happened?
aware and not wait till the last minute to get your flashlights.
Just
That
use your
is
phone.
That is my what? Use your phone. No, I don't want to go out. I want to save the battery on that. But
You already don't charge your phone anyway.
most of the time I do. Sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't.
right.
No.
But yeah, of course, the stuff you need like TP, water, and batteries are going to be gone because of Umberto is going to, the coast or whatever. I know it starts with an H. I know it, right? The tropical storm. Look it up.
Horatio.
Is it Horatio?
I don't know.
Oh,
I like that name, though.
I thought it was an H-sounding name. Anyways.
Hey, well, let's see what's going to happen.
Yep.
And so I don't know about tomorrow's show if I can make it from the.
Well, we should
Woodlands.
overreact and play a replay.
Yes, it's overreact. It's what we do best here. I've got to look it up.
Okay, so
what
tomorrow,
is it, Charlie?
join us and you get to hear
Alberto.
Andrew.
I said Umberto. It's Alberto.
You'll
Anyways,
get to hear.
that's right.
You'll get to,
What?
you'll get to hear Andrew interrupt as much as Richard does. Y'all are hard to be with because he'll start talking. I don't care what I'm saying. He's sick of it. He wants to talk about something else. He just starts talking about it. And of course, you have more information. Actually,
Thank you
that's,
for noticing my information.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But we didn't get to a lot of subject matters that have been so much fun to talk about. There's so many things going on in the
Well, you have your
world
own
today.
show. You can do it again tomorrow.
Okay, you want to come
Sorry.
back?
I don't believe that I can.
Okay. You're
Thank
such
you.
a busy.
I would just be interrupting you anyways, as you just detailed.
But you love doing that, don't you? Because you feel like I respect what you say, and so go ahead, interrupt me, make me look stupid. That's fine. I don't.
Jeez.
No.
You already did that yourself.
It's good radio.
It is
Shut.
good radio. This is great radio. It's part of the fun.
Hey, Dennis O'Connor, I'm back. Because he'll say, what are you doing?
Yeah, he thinks
Why
I
aren't
talk
you-"
too fast.
No, and he
might
he's
be
such a
right.
good listener. You and Dennis and Don Wilson and Neville, and I have a lot. There's people that actually, when I put out the video, they say, like, good, yay, okay. They're looking for stuff like that. So it's wonderful.
I'm glad I could be here to assist. Thank you for allowing me on your airwaves.
Well, I got to say this.
You're welcome.
The Wootton Financial Group makes it all happen. You know.
Wootton Financial Group.
I said Wootton.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. The Wootton Financial Group.
Wootton Financial Group.
Okay, Wootton Financial Group. All right. Anyway, they've been in business over 20 years, so they're doing something right. Otherwise, Conroe would have kicked them out. But
That's nearly as
they
long as
didn't.
the lottery's been around in Texas.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, no, we love him, and he said he could be on the show soon. So I don't know when that's going to be. We'll have him back. Andrew UC is supposed to be on the show, but have you talked to him yet?
I'm not. No.
No. Okay. All right. So I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow because of the weather. The weather's supposed to be really bad. Everybody's supposed to be real careful. Be real careful. But it's beautiful outside. I mean, the clouds are so rich and lush, and the blue sky. And then all of a sudden, this black cloud starts coming and eating all that up, and you don't know. Here it comes. So I'm gonna try.
Wootton Financial Group.
Are you have Tourette's or what? What is wrong with you? Anyway, I want to say thank you to our first responders, and we love you. We appreciate you so, so much because you're running in while we're running away.
The Cindy Cochran Show.
Okay, that's good. You can do that once in a while. That's fine. And y'all better talk about my show on your show. I don't think you ever do you?
Yeah, we have a segment called Guess What Cindy Did This Week.
This week in Cindy Cochran.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Any publicity's good. Publicity is fine.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'll never interrupt you again. I'm sorry.
Andrew, thank you so much for being here. Really and truly, we're so happy. That
Thank you
you're
for having me.
here. Thank you all your knowledge, and Richard, I'm just so happy that you're happy now because you have a girlfriend.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.